So the Detroit Lions have started rookie minicamp, and pretty soon OTAs will be in full swing here in about 10 days. But for right now, the Lions have started rookie OTAs, and it is so fun to just see video of players on the field, to see the rookies, to see what they look like, even in Lions Honolulu blue. Like, that's a big difference. And so you're sitting here and you're seeing them, and you get to see, like, what do they look like. So I'm gonna do something weird. I'm gonna ask a weird question to start off this video before we really get rolling into it. And that's a question of, do you struggle evaluating players if they're wearing certain jerseys or numbers? Like, for example, I think of the famous things of like Devin Gardner wearing number 98 at Michigan. Like, how do you evaluate a quarterback wearing number 98, right? A running back wearing number 20 versus number 38, or a defensive lineman, wearing number 98 versus number 1. Like, it changes the way they look so much. So when they get in camp and you see them and you see Terrion Arnold wearing that number 0, you're like, okay, he looks good in that. Like, yep, this dude's gonna be a baller, right? And so, do you have that, or am I just weird? Like, the aesthetics of it are such a huge part to me. And now you're like, Craig, you've been talking for a minute and a half. You've said nothing. I'm so sorry. I'll start saying things now. So Terrion Arnold dropped an epic quote, but here's the deal. There's a whole article here that's kind of an epic article. Terrion article is a walking quote, and it's the better kind. It's not the CJ Gardner Johnson kind, where it's just talking crap, zero regard for anybody else. I'm just going to say whatever I want and make fun of whoever I want. No, he is a young player who has the right mindset, who is just a competitive dude. And that is what they were saying here. And here's some of the things. Obviously, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to any mothers watching this. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. Chris has got filming duties tomorrow, so I'm telling you, happy Mother's Day now. And my mom, if you're watching this, happy Mother's Day. And to, of course, my beautiful wife. But anyways, here's what Terrion Arnold said. He said, "My mom has been my rock. Obviously, I wouldn't be in this world without her. I'm just very grateful and blessed to have her as my mom. Even her sending me a devotional this morning and telling me, 'Son, you are here for a reason, for such a time as this. Go make it count.'" That's a good mom. And this is hilarious. He goes and talks. Like, I can relate to this a little bit. I, of course, played catch and threw the football around with my dad, but my mom was a softball player, so we would throw the baseball around like crazy too. So I had a mom that was very willing to go out and mix it up with sports with me. He said that girl, talking about his mom and my whole family, even when I was a kid, when I used to beat my mom at racing, I had to continually beat her, Arnold said. We used to fight when I was younger, just wrestling and playing around. Like, man, I'll never forget one time my mom kicked my tooth out because we were going at it so hard. Things you think about with older brothers or dads or that crazy cousin, right? Like, you don't think about that with moms, but that breeds a culture of competitiveness, which is exactly what the Lions want to have. And so when you have a mom that was able to do that, that's really, really cool. So here's the epic quote. Are you ready for it? And this is going to lead into what this video is about, which is just a complete changed mindset in the secondary in general. And here's what Arnold said. He goes, "If my mom was out here right now and lined up across from me as a receiver, I would jam her into the dirt." He said, that's just my mindset. And my mom knows that. Football-wise, that's just the way that I think and the way that I was brought up. Love it. Love it. Ray Agnew said, extremely confident, extremely talented young man. He's got corner swag that you like. He believes he can cover anybody, and that's the guy you need at that position. Remember Jeff Okudah? Like, I don't want to bring him up over and over and over again. People worry about Jeff Okudah, like that Terrion Arnold will be Jeff Okudah. I don't get it. Like, I understand that a Raz profile is somewhat similar. That's similar to a lot of elite corners in this league. But here's the difference between Terrion Arnold and Jeff Okudah. Terrion Arnold is good. He's competitive. He knows he's good. He doesn't need to defend himself. He just talks about himself. Jeff Okuda was constantly defending himself. Even before we drafted him, he was defending himself about looking at the tape and, those people don't have tape and they don't know what they're talking about. Watch my Ohio State film. And it's like he was constantly needing to validate what he had done instead of just saying, yeah, I'm a competitor, and letting his play do the talking for him. Terrion Arnold seems to be a guy who knows how to talk, but lets his play do the talking for him because he trusts his game. He trusts his ability, and even if he gets beat, I trust, and he knows that he'll go and he'll do it again, and he'll try and make it better the next time. All right, and that is exactly why he chose number 0. All right, he explained it's because there ain't nobody like me. All right, and it was kind of interesting. I have no idea what he was saying here. He said, when I say it ain't nobody like me, it's talking about the secondary. All right. He said, obviously, last year in this secondary, we had ups and downs, but we're going to be exciting. We're going to be dynamic. We're going to play fast, and it ain't going to be nobody like us. So when I say nobody like me, it ain't nobody like me. All right. What he means by that is the team. So that, of course, got me thinking, and it's like, all right, let's look at this cornerback room. We've talked about this on the channel, but we've talked about how the cornerback room has gotten younger, that the future is more stable. Now it's not a bunch of one-year guys, but we haven't talked about the dog mentality that this room has. All right, so Cam Sutton seemingly was mild-mannered on the field, but you have Brian Branch. We know he's a dog, right? Enos Rakestraw Jr. and Terrion Arnold were known for being the best tackling corners in college football. So now, if Branch is playing at the nickel and you have Rakestraw and Arnold on the outside, or if you put Branch back in the secondary, Rakestraw at the corner, and then you have Carlton Davis, you have arguably the best tackling cornerback room in the league. Is that important? Yeah, it is important. No extra yards. All right? Amik Robertson, he has that dog in him. So now you've filled this cornerback room rather than a bunch of guys that have some of the dog, right? Jerry Jacobs had it. I'm not going to knock him for that. He had the attitude to be successful in this league. He just didn't have the athleticism. He didn't have it. And so when you look at these things, you're like, all right, now we can combine skill with mentality, and all of a sudden you have exactly what you want. And Kindo Vildor, thank you so much for what you did last year. Khalil Dorsey, thank you so much for what you did last year. Instead of going out and being a starting corner for us, you can be back to where you rightfully should be on a competitive NFL roster, which is battling to make the roster. All right? You're great corners. You're just not great starting corners. So very excited about the future. It's young, right? It's young. And it's locked up for years to come. Brian Branch, 3 more years. All right? Terrion Arnold, 5. Rakestraw, 4 more years. Like, everybody that is young is locked up for quite some time. The real question is, where does this leave Carlton Davis? All right, even Amik Robertson signed for 2 years, and he's only 25 years old. He'll be 26 when the season starts. All right, thank you so much for watching. Again, we want to be your go-to spot for Lions football, so keep it here. Bookmark this page. I don't know how that, I'm old. All right, subscribe. Just subscribe. We're almost to 20K. All right, let me know. Again, does the jersey thing throw you for a loop? The numbers thing? I don't know. It does for me. Whatever. Thanks for watching. See ya.